friends, and welcome back to another episode of Egg Wars. Hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all being here with me today. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to remember today, before I get too into anything, let's go ahead and crack that sip, boy! Bless me with that reasonably priced caffeination. Gotta love it. Alright, and now it's been a few days, so before I get into what I want to talk about today, I'm going to have a little smidgen of time here where I'm going to shill a little bit. So, first off, I want to shill my boy Fart Crapper, aka the CEO of Soiree Games, with his game Neckbeards Basement Arena, has just released a brand new gameplay trailer that has a bunch of enemies from the later levels, all different kinds of cool stuff. And it's great. It's a couple minutes long. I'm going to link that down in the description. So if you're still on the fence, you're still like, I don't know if I want to get that game, just go down and check it out. Go and see some of what other things the game has to offer. See how you feel about that. And then, of course, for myself as well, if you do like Egg Wars, if you do like fan mail foods and whatever else, I feel like I'm going to keep churning out on a regular basis. I'm going to keep on trying to do more, keep on trying to do better. You know, I do have a PayPal donation link in the description as well as a BTC address. So if you do want to support, I don't like to run ads on my videos because I don't like advertisers, because I don't like to buy what sort of big corporatist crap they shill. And I'm not really into dealing with all that shit anyway, so that's my shilling for this 10-day period or 12-day period or whatever, so that's out of the way. Now, what do I want to talk about today? I suppose I should also shout out my three amigos, Arto, Producer Chris, and Minister Random as well. You know how we're rocking. Yeah! Alright. Another sip here to wet the whistle. So, there's a topic that I have talked about a few times, and that's what I want to start with today. I've talked about it a few times on my streams in the past, and I have, I even had my old stream FAQ, had a little portion on it for people who were curious, because it's a big topic of discussion that I've never really touched on in my times, that sort of has some, some circles that I dabble in, have some circles that dabble in this as well, and that's NoFap. You know, people say NoFap is very powerful. They say, if you do NoFap, that it helps you stay more collected. You know what? I am sure that that is probably correct. But now, my personal experience with NoFap has, it's not gone terribly great in the past. I'm going to say this right now. I've had a problem with trying to do NoFap. I've never read a NoFap book. I don't watch NoFap videos. I don't do stuff like that, but I've given it a try every now and then, because I do have, I have a problem with trying to, refrain, so to speak. But I've looked, and, and usually what happens for me, now, I'm not the most stable guy, I'm not the most well-together individual for the most part anyway. Sometimes I freak out, sometimes I spaz about shit. So when I tried to do NoFap in the past, usually let's say I do about 2 or 3 days, and I'm about goddamn foaming at the mouth. I'm about goddamn to go and just fucking, I'm about to go do some bang bus type shit where I'm pulling up on every goddamn street corner where there's some hottie thottie out the window, rolling down the window. Hey, listen, I need to fuck! Whoop, whoop, whoop! I gotta fuck, baby! Woo! I can't, I'm off the chain with it, I'm off the motherfucking leash with it. I'm like, goddamn, I'm like 3 days down on a NoFap, I'm fucking sweating, I'm goddamn fucking tailpipes, I'm fucking couch cushions, I'm fucking every goddamn thing that moves. And, I gotta tell you, that's why I just haven't really been able to do it, because usually it's like, maybe I have a fucking addiction to it, I'm not gonna lie, I also take a supplement stack that I'll mention here in a moment if you're not familiar with it, but it's just difficult for me. So what I like to do, if I feel like I'm in a particular situation where I want to try and improve on this, where I want to try and do better, I go and I have something I do called low fap, which I think, you know, there's so many conflicting studies to it. It's hard to ever know exactly if you are hearing something from a doctor, if it's legitimate or not, because doctors don't always have our best interests in mind. They usually have the best interests of how many more fucking free cruises can I comp, like I'm goddamn Eric Paddock. I want to get some motherfucking comp shit, boom, vacations, golf trips, cruises. I want to fly my family to the Bahamas, and all these, you know, companies that want to have a narrative, they're comping shit for doctors left and right to get a narrative for them, so it's hard to really know what's good. But I believe, you know, a statistic or whatever that I had seen in the past, generally it was like, you know, hey, maybe like once a, well, the NoFap thing I think is like every 7 days you get like the most boost, you know, if you like on the 7th day you get like the test peak, you know, you're at your peak there. And there had been something else I had read in the past as well where I think it's like they had said it's the healthiest to relieve yourself about once a week. But I don't know, like I had known guys in the past who there was a chick who I had a crush on at one point years ago, like fucking 6 years ago probably. And she was dating this guy who was a stand-up guy, you know, a real cool guy. He was kind of a little bit autistic, but like he was sort of like he was just a cool, nerdy type of guy, and nothing bad to say about him. But he just like, you know, he was fit and everything. He was in good health, but he just, you know, I remember one time we were hanging out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, dude, you know, I fucking only jack off like maybe once every couple weeks if I'm feeling like it, you know." And the thing is, it's like, you know, he wasn't. He was single. I mean, like he was like I don't think he might have even been a virgin at this point. I don't even know. Like this was, you know, I had known him, but I just remember him saying that, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like once every 2 weeks. I'm like, goddamn. Once every 2 days. I'm like, I'm fucking hot under the collar. I'm like, shit, man. You know, I'm fucking. But at the same time, you know, I am prone to bouts of mania, and you know, in a manic state, from what I understand, you can become like really like. You know, you're really revving the engine, so to speak. And I wonder sometimes if maybe that has something to do with it, because like even when I have, because if I'm like manic, that's one thing. If I'm depressive, it's like you have like, it's like, oh, I don't even care, like, you know, I don't even feel like it. You know, you start thinking about it, and you're like, oh, what is this? It's a bunch of bullshit. You know, you can't even grasp onto like the proper feelings, you know. Whereas maybe when you're manic, it's like you're getting a fucking bucket load dumped on you, and you're like, whoa, man, woo! Let's get it, woo! You know, so, but I still think, I mean, NoFap, you know, in the core tenets from it, because obviously no porn is one thing. Porn is destructive, it's sickening. I say this with, what is my, let's have a little look-see here. I'm gonna dig up some of my fucking dirty laundry here for all of you to see, for this to fucking be out, for you all to be able to fucking gawk at. What is my global percentile, is that what it is? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, actually I'm not that, I'm in the, I'm in the 92%, 92nd percentile of porn torrent seeders, and I've never uploaded a porn torrent in my entire life, but I'm still, out of how many fucking, I don't even know how many porn torrents are out there. Is there even any fucking way to know? I mean, for God's sake, how many pages does this fucking go back? 324,473 pornographic films online on this most popular website of which I use, or have used. I don't really use it anymore. Don't hate on me. I'm improving. I have an imagination. I don't need to get down like that anymore. But I've never even uploaded a fucking torrent. And out of fucking 300,000 people who have uploaded shit, I'm still in the 92nd percentile because I have terabytes upon many, many terabytes of uploaded, seeded, you know, 339 films, and that's not even fucking films, that's like fucking site rips. So I haven't even downloaded that much to begin with, but I've seeded like fucking 300 full, like 100 gig site rips. It's awful. It's horrible. But this is, you know, this goes back 5-6 years on this account, so I had a problem. So porn is evil, it's bad, it fucking basically makes you go dumb. Like, it numbs you a little bit because, like the real thing is not, you know, the real thing has, you gotta get up and you gotta move around, and there's, you know, you gotta be fucking active, and you gotta have, you know, you gotta be in shape. and there's sweat and there's smells and everything like that, and so it's like, it's not the same shit, it's not the same, you know. Obviously there's people out there who say, well, you know, women are, they control too much, you know, we need our something to get our piece of the pie, something we can enjoy. And I understand that, I do, so I'm not trying to, like, you know, basically smack everybody and say, no, fuck you, let's ban everything, because obviously, I mean, it's hard to draw the line, maybe I'm not the one to do that, but it's still bad for you, it fucking numbs your brain, fucking makes you stupid, and it gives you a fucking limp dick, so I would recommend to limit your as Varg would say, to stop watching such filth, such obscenities entirely. Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago about a stack that I take, a supplement stack, because I once, you know, was in the point, this was back in 2014, I was at the point where, you know, I've never done really NoFap anyway, but I had become to the point where it was, I felt the addiction, you know, I felt the addiction of where I had to, you know, like, it was like a fucking, you know, I wasn't going to have any good feelings in my brain, I wasn't going to have any good sensations, and it was nothing, I had to fucking, you know, sit there and fucking load up, you know, 400 tabs of porn, like whatever the meme is, and so I knew that there was a problem, I knew there was a problem for me, so what I did was, there was a copy pasta that's been floating around since I think it was like in 2012 maybe, about the Holy Grail stack. So I started looking into that, and I did some research on this Holy Grail stack, and it was like, well, it was pretty much what I still have used, but it was like, there was a couple things on there that weren't 100% positive. Like, I didn't want to take anything in it, because there were some ones that say, oh, it does this, but it can also do this. I said, well, I don't want to take it if it's going to do this and then also do that, because I don't want that. I want all of this. So then I went and I formulated basically my own variant of the Holy Grail stack, which we initially, because last year I was in talks with somebody about creating a private label supplement. This was before I even came back to YouTube, I think so, or whatever it was. It might have even been up since like last summer. Whatever the case was, I had been in talks, because they're like, oh man, you did that black pill video, we should call it the Black Stack. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. I mean, I can see the point, but they're like, oh yeah, you're the black pill guy, so this could be like the black pill, it's gonna solve your problems. And I'm like, hey, you know what, shout out, I know that the guy who I talked about, that's probably gonna watch, you know, and it's a great idea, you know, there's a lot more I probably should capitalize on in regards to that, but I didn't. And so what I call it now is the little bit more brash Diamond Dick Stack. The Diamond Dick Stack, which I've talked to people about. Basically, you know, if you get in that position where, I know guys who are fucking younger than me, and they're limp dick because they fucking sit and watch porn all day, and then they see some girls fucking shaking titties in their face. You know, they don't have that natural reaction like me, you know, fucking a couple days on NoFap, couple days of that stacking you, and some girl shaking titties in your face, you know, you're gonna be fucking springboarded, you're gonna be doing the fucking high Olympic dive, boom, 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 right on top of that bitch, and boom, 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 jackhammer time, you know what I'm saying, so, but there's some guys, they get some big titties in their face, and they're just like, but yet they going home, and they're watching in front of a porno on the screen, and they're fucking like, oh, yeah, that's the stuff, baby, you know. You don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be there. In the Diamond Dick Stack that I came up with, you know, I'm not trying to shill the shit, because I've already, you know, I give the information out free of charge. But that shit is what will solve your problems. At least it will do good for you. And what I consist of in this supplement stack that I take is zinc, which is, if you're a guy and you're not taking zinc every single day, no matter what, you are fucking losing. Get the fuck on that. You can get a bottle of zinc from Walmart for $2 or some shit like that. And that's like a goddamn 60-day supply for like $2. It's fucking cheap. It is so essential for a man to be taking. You gotta be having your zinc. You gotta have it. So don't toy around. You know, if you go, I was at Walmart recently actually, and you know what? I saw, out of my own curiosity, I was like, well, I know what I take. There's these fucking extends and all this shit out there that's like $40 a month for like a month of pills or whatever. I started looking at some of this shit that they got on the shelves there, $40, $50 for a little bottle of like a month maybe, and all these things all of them, the #1 ingredient in all of these male enhancement products is zinc. Every single one of them. All the other shit's just like fucking voodoo witch doctor. Well, maybe that does something, maybe it doesn't. Well, who knows? Because zinc is the most important and most necessary thing that's going to be providing your male health with a big benefit. So if you're not taking zinc as a guy, you got to do that. L-arginine, you know, what does that do? It's basically, it improves your circulation. So it's like, it doesn't even matter, you know, outside of the reproductive health sphere, you know, you take L-arginine and when you're working out, you can feel it. You know, you just feel that in your system. You know, you just feel, you know, better by taking it. You know, I used to have some in my, you know, I remember when I was really out of shape, I could fucking feel circulation problems sometimes. You could feel, you know, sometimes the digits would get cold a little quicker than they should. You know, sometimes you're just, you know, you're not feeling the best. Up is very good for that, so you should be taking that as well. Those are like the two main ones, I would say. Then you have your lecithin, which a lot of people end up taking the soy shit because they don't know any better. Don't do that. There's sunflower lecithin. Don't take soy. You shouldn't be having soy. Sunflower lecithin is the way to go. Maca, there's maca out there which people take, which is strictly 100% reproductive health. I found it, you know, some people have said it boosts fertility. I can't tell you that much. What I can tell you is that it's a very potent aphrodisiac, I've found. So it really gets the engine going. It really fucking gets you revved up, you know, in your time of need. You know, or just, you know, it's good for you to have, you know. So there's that. And then lastly, pygium, which is a male health, you know, it's made of tree bark or some shit. So that was one at first where I was like, I think that was maybe one of the first supplements I ever ordered, because I was like, well, fuck, who knows? I mean, I'm ordering goddamn Swanson extract, pygium tree bark. You know, I've taken some fucking, you know, sugar pills in my life that don't do shit. So I'm like, well, let's try this out. It works. It works. You will definitely be able to tell. I'm telling you, it's, you know, it's so very noticeable. And that's so basically, if I had to say like the most 3 important ones to take, probably zinc, L-arginine, and pygium. Actually, you know, if you can't afford anything else, that's like, you know, maybe like $15 a month or some shit for those 3. Depends on what size of bottle you buy. Might be even less. So there's that. So that's my thoughts on NoFap. I've tried to do it. I'm a little bit weak in the willpower sector, so unfortunately I've had some problems with being able to do it. I'm not against it at all. I think it's probably great. You know, I'm sure it has a lot of benefits, but I'm more of a low-fap than a no-fap kind of guy myself. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. And now I also wanted to talk about today a little story that I really just have never even talked about, really, ever since it happened. I don't think so, anyway. I don't think I've ever talked about it on a stream or anything. And that is the first time I ever got a little spook, because it was the first time I ever had a stalker ever in my, you know, and this is coming, you know, obviously after many doxes I've had now, identity thefts, you know, all kinds of bullshit I've been through now. At this point, it seems tame in comparison, but this is the first time I ever had a stalker. Goes back to, now, I was thinking about it earlier, and I want to say, I'm pretty sure it was May of 2015. I can't exactly place it. It might have been March, maybe. I had some troubles remembering, but whatever the case was, spring of 2015, you know, back in the olden days of 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, you know, when I was on YouTube, I was doing YouTube shit. It was just totally spur of the moment type stuff. You know, there was no black pill, there was none of that. That was drawing a lot of attention to me. I just, you know, I made videos for just whatever. You know, you go back to the last channel, there's some random videos. They're just like, you know, seconds long. Whatever I felt like making a video on, I'd fucking be like, oh, I'm gonna make a little video about this, da 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 da. So what I did was, I made a video called Going to the Store, which I actually made 2 of this, because one of them was a smaller store, and then one of them I went to Walmart. But I made a video called Going to the Store, and it was fucking awful. It was a terrible video. I mean, I think the shit's like, between the 2, there's like 2 parts of it, and because the way it worked at the time was, I would go, maybe I had like a restriction on how much I could, like the length of video. I can't remember exactly what the problem even was that I had in 2 parts, but you know, it's just like, I'm fucking walking in the store, and I'm so anxious that I don't even fucking film anybody. I'm like, I film like a little bit of a snack aisle, and then I fucking just stick the phone in my pocket and don't even turn it off. And I'm like, oh, it's the video. You know, that's just how it used to be. I would just do random shit, and I would upload the raw video file directly from my phone to YouTube. Like, I didn't put anything on my computer. I didn't do any of that stuff at first, so it was very, like, that's just how it was at the time. You know, I don't think I started uploading shit to my computer actually until, like, last year. when I was doing some of those like edited type videos I was doing that people enjoyed. It was always just like straight up phone, done, share, YouTube, upload, and that's just how it was. So anyways, I did this video where I was at the store, blah, 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 whatever, not really thinking anything of it. And then later on, maybe a day or two or however long it was after, on 4chan, I was on there doing my many hours a day of lurking and posting and shit like that. And somebody, I can't remember where it came from, but I remember somebody posted my vehicle on 4chan. And now it wasn't a definitive photo of my vehicle, at the time, but just the whole premise of it, when I had maybe, I don't know, let's say, I couldn't even tell you how many subscribers or how many views I was getting at the time. I think probably maybe like, probably not 100 views total, you know what I mean? So it was very, like, strange to me. I'm just like, holy shit, what the fuck? Somebody has my car or whatever. But, and I was freaking out about it. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is up with that? I'm kind of getting a little uneasy. I'm like, oh, how'd they get that picture of my car? What's going on? Da-da-da. And then I remember some guy was like, well, listen, Eggman, listen. You're freaking out. It's not like that because it's just, in this video, you can see what appears to be your car in this parking lot. So that's what that is. And, they just saw this in the video. And so it's like, that's not really what it is. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then all of a sudden somebody started posting and they're like, no. That is not, I didn't take a picture of his car at the time, but I definitely saw him in his car and all this stuff. I was watching him, and I'm going to kill Eggman. I'm going to fucking go and murder him. And I'm like, oh, shit, what the fuck? I'm like, that's, I'm like, oh, is that so? I'm like, oh, well, like kind of just seeing what's up with that. And then all of a sudden, one fateful day, I don't remember when exactly the first time I saw it was, because this got posted many times. I couldn't even tell. It was at least enough times to make me extremely uncomfortable each time it got posted. But somebody posted a picture of the place that I was living at the time. Somebody actually posted a picture of the place that I was living at the time. And they were like, why did you go here, Eggman? I'm gonna fucking kill you, Eggman. I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna fucking kill you. And I'm like, oh shit. They kept on posting this picture of this fucking like anime girl from I don't know what the hell even anime it is, but it's like the yandere girl with like the fucking pink hair and like so they always post this anime picture of this like bloody yandere anime girl and be like, oh Eggman, I know where you fucking live, I'm gonna fucking come and kill you. And they like picture of my house getting posted all the time. I was saying, why did Eggman go into this house? Is this where he lives? I'm gonna fucking kill him, whatever. And now this went on for a little while. I mean, I think it had probably been at least a few days from the initial posting, but obviously, if you know me, I'm very susceptible to paranoia, and I never had any experience with anything like this before. So when I have this going on, and somebody posting a picture of where I live and saying I'm gonna fucking kill you, and all this shit like, oh, you're never gonna see it coming, I'm gonna, when you least expect it, it's gonna happen, all this sort of shit. It's getting into my head, and I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm starting to fucking worry because I'm like, just prone to worrying about shit and being paranoid about shit. So I'm like, oh my fucking god, what the fuck is up with this? And like I remember the way I used to work at the time was I would work 4 10s on and have 3 days off then when I was working nights. And it came on just like the cusp of, it was like my last day I was working, whatever. And I was fucking panicking. I was fucking sitting. I was just fucking on edge. I was sitting in there in my in my computer chair, where you have, you might find old videos of me sitting in this recliner, like my computer chair and stuff at the time, and I'm just like, oh, I'm trying to fucking enjoy browsing, I don't even want to browse, so I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna look there, somebody's gonna be fucking posting themselves inside my window, and I'm fucking sitting there like, so I'm trying to do whatever, and I'm trying to remember the order of these things that happened, because one thing that happened was, in the middle of the night at one point, my car got egged, which to some is like, okay, kids egg cars and stuff, but the fact that it was eggs and I was Eggman, it was just a little bit ominous to me. I don't know, it fucking freaked me out. I was like, why am I being targeted? Who came in? Why was my car egged? And no, I don't think anybody, my neighbors, I don't remember any of my neighbors, they, I don't think they even had any cars out, but I was just fucking like, oh, why, I'm just like, oh, whatever, and, then there was a guy who, another night, which I think it was like consecutive nights that this happened, but there had been a guy who worked at the local liquor store who would come over and chill, and we would like video game and stuff sometimes. And he came over and pulled up one night, and I think it was either like the next night or maybe like, you know, it was all in this 3-day chunk. But he pulled up and he comes in over up to the door or whatever to come in and everything, and he's like, dude, somebody was just fucking at your window, looking inside your fucking window behind you, and they fucking, when I pulled up, they fucking scattered like a bat out of hell. And I'm like, oh my fucking god. Like, oh my god. So after I heard that, all that shit together, oh my fucking god, I was losing my fucking shit. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I fucking had my goddamn, I had my fucking gun on me, like, I was fucking sleeping with my gun. I was every goddamn thing. I had fucking, you know, I was having like my gun and bullets just like on me, like fucking constantly, just fucking like sweating constantly, just like fucking walking around in circles, pacing, just like waiting. Like somebody's gonna fucking kick in my door any second. Somebody's fucking watching me right now. Somebody's fucking looking at my window right now. Oh my fucking god. I'm just like, oh my god. And it fucking went on. I had a fucking like full-on breakdown. I remember on 4chan, I had a fucking like full-on breakdown on R9K because I was just posting. I was like, somebody was fucking looking through my fucking window, and somebody's fucking da-da-da-da-da. And oh my fucking god, what the fuck's going on? Fucking people, yo, come fight me then. Come fight me, motherfucker. Oh, I'm strapped up. I'm strapped up. Who wants some? Who fucking wants it? Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh my god, I'm just fucking like, oh, I'm fucking just like, yeah, let's go. What's up? What's up? Oh, and I'm just fucking freaking out. And nothing ever came of it, but it was like, oh my god, it's like I was fucking racked. You know, I was fucking just like, oh, for I mean, probably weeks. It's hard for me to remember now because I can't recall anything that really like calmed me down about it. I thought maybe at first that there was this chick who I used to know from high school because I knew that she was kind of like a 4chaner or whatever. And I had a little bit of interaction with her, so I'm like, fuck, maybe it was her. But then she ended up, actually, this fucking chick actually ended up posting on 4chan, and she's like, oh no, it's not me. You know, she's like, I'm fucking depressed and whatever, but I don't know, I see you on here, and I'm surprised that you haven't killed yourself yet because you're such a fucking loser, but I figure if you haven't killed yourself yet, then I'm not depressed enough to kill myself, but it's definitely not me. So I fucking was like, thinking it was her, because I'm like, you know, who is it? Like, who are you? Who? I'm a goddamn 4chan guy who's posted, you know, I was relatively, at least I figure I was like relatively, you know, I was just some fucking random shit poster. I didn't think it was like that serious at this time, you know. I still don't think it's that fucking serious, is it? I mean, from some of the shit I've been through, has it really ever been that fucking serious? For some guy who fucking shit posted on 4chan and makes some fucking YouTube videos, is my fucking like, you know, some of the shit I've been through, it's like, this fucking shit's kind of crazy, isn't it? Maybe a little bit, yeah, you know, like it's kind of, you know. But at the fucking time, like, really a fucking, like, 100-view video and somebody's fucking, like, staring in my windows and all this shit, I'm like, what the fuck? Where did it ever come? Like, you know, it was just fucking wild to me, but anyways, nothing ever came of it, you know, I still don't know who the fuck it was, I still have no idea, but it fucking was crazy, I guess, I don't know. Maybe the fucking dude who, worked at the liquor store, maybe he was just bullshitting me, maybe he was in on it, I don't know, but it fucking freaked me out. But I guess that's just how that was, and like I said, never really came to anywhere, but it was a fucking freaky experience, and obviously I never learned any better because I'm a fucking idiot, and I've continued to repeatedly put myself in harm's way over and over again for years, and probably always will, so. And what else? You know, the #1 trending video on YouTube when I went to bed last night was this fucking epic diss track from Eminem, you know, BTFOing Drumpf. Drumpf just got BTFO'd so hard by this fucking hardcore Eminem verse. Oh, you know, Eminem, he's coming out with a new album on just about a little over a month, you know, so he's fucking raring and ramping up. And I just have to say, you know, it was fucking not good. Like, just coming off somebody who can appreciate lyricism and things like that, like, it was totally super lukewarm and mediocre and just totally trying to basically latch on this fucking, like, fuck Drumpf wave. Now, my boy DJ Academics, shout out my boy Academics, you know, he uploaded a video yesterday where he basically said, you know, the Eminem album's come out, and he's like, I don't really care, to be honest, and he got a huge ton of backlash. This was even before the whole fuck Drumpf, you know, song. He posted this video on his YouTube channel, he's like, yeah, it's probably not going to be that great, and people just fucking freaked out. They're like, fuck you, but I mean, honestly, like, you know, I thought he kind of came off at the time, you know, he was like, because he said, like, one quote specifically, he's like, well, Eminem, he don't rap about shit, his bars ain't shit, you know, it's just, he just raps about blah, 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 it's just boring and generic, whatever. And this was before the fucking, so at the time I was like, well, I mean, you know, I've been listening to some of the shit that comes out, you know, and it's just, it's fucking repetitive and droning and not anything good, really. You get the good occasional hype songs. I fuck with some shit out of Detroit, some shit out of Cali mostly, because they kind of have, like, the Bay, and Detroit has a sound that I really fuck with. That's a good, it's kind of got a good vibe to it, but, like, some of the shit coming out of Atlanta and all this different stuff, sometimes it's just like, you know, it's like, you don't even want to listen to it. It's just like, puts you right to sleep. But when he came out with that, I'm like, you know, that fucking Drumpf's freestyle, cypher, whatever, I'm like, well, fuck, you know what? If it is like that, it's absolutely going to be bland. It's not. There's nothing shocking. There's nothing shocking, or, you know, the type of shit that he used to come out with that was like, you know, you wanted to hear it and you wanted to play it to be like, yeah, you know, like, it's just not like that. I guess, you know, maybe I was younger, maybe I was stupider then. So, you know, but, you know, when we're talking about some of his like older shit, you know, obviously like the white America shit moving forward was kind of starting to get a little bit, you know, mediocre at that point, but like, if it's like this, you know, yeah, it's probably, you know, I'm sure he's probably got a couple bangers under the belt, but I mean, it's just like, you know, I'm not going to be really checking for him. Like, I can kind of feel where Academics is coming from there. Like, I'm not really going to be checking for this shit, you know, there's other shit out there, you know, he's kind of had his time in the limelight, you know, if he releases a fucking, like, Fuck Drumpf album, you know, and shit like that, it's like, you know. Oh, fuck, what else? I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about. Because we got a couple more minutes to kill. Shit. I don't. Well, more Harvey Weinstein shit. I mean, not a surprise at all. You know, whatever. People out here defending him. Like, I've already talked about that. You know, he's like, he's sure he's going to get off scot-free. He's like, no, it's a bunch of bullshit. Fuck, I wouldn't be surprised if he did. You know, because obviously there's a huge conflict of interest in the fucking, you know, power mogul who signs everybody's checks getting called out. You know, people want to keep getting paid. They don't want him to go down. They want, you know, they've already sold their fucking soul. They've already sold their orifices. You know, who knows what other kind of disgusting criminal shit they've done. They obviously, you know, they're all the way in. You know, and they got to make their choice. You know, they don't know which side's gonna win right now. They're like, oh fuck, am I gonna be the evil defender? Or am I gonna, you know, is this all gonna die down? You know, there's somebody, you know, people are trying to fucking scatter, and they're trying to pick whatever, you know, they're trying to decide which side's gonna win. Is the Weinstein side gonna win? Should I defend him? You know, are we gonna be able to scrub this story clean and just kind of hush again? Or should I be, you know, jumping in with the strong, empowered women and everything like that who have been raped or have been coerced and all these different things? And should I be over here on the side of, you know, strong, empowered women and the strong, empowered, you know, evil against the evil patriarchal structure and whatever else? So it's kind of interesting to watch them scatter about like that. God, I really think there was something else I was going to talk about, but I just don't think I can remember what it was. So in any case, I guess I won't drone on about nothing for a lot longer then. I just want to say thank you all again very, very much for tuning in to another episode of Egg Wars. It's been fantastic to have you all with me once again. Stay tuned today. We've got the episode of Fan Mail Foods coming up later, where I'm going to be trying chili corned tuna. And I'm going to try and make a tuna sandwich with it, see how it compares to a regular old tuna sandwich. Because I don't think tuna by itself ever is appealing or good in any kind of way, so I'm not gonna eat it straight up like I did yesterday with the fucking with the pork loaf, because I'm sure that's probably meant to be prepared with something, I'm sure, off, you know, with something else anyway. So I'm gonna try to do it right today, give my full proper opinion, and also lastly I want to say I love you all very much. Couldn't do it without you guys. You know, we're making big moves. I got big stuff coming up in the future, and I'm glad that I'm able to be here with you all in this great journey throughout all this time to be doing all this stuff. It means so very, very much to me, and you guys just do it all for me. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.